Benjamin Graham was a British-born American professional investor. Graham is considered the father of value investing, an investment approach he began teaching at Columbia Business School in 1928 and subsequently refined with David Dodd through various editions of their famous book Security Analysis. Graham had many disciples in his lifetime, a number of whom went on to become successful investors themselves. Graham's most well-known disciples include Warren Buffett, William J. Ruane, Irving Kahn and Walter J. Schloss, among others. Buffett, who credits Graham as grounding him with a sound intellectual investment framework, described him as the second most influential person in his life after his own father. In fact, Graham had such an overwhelming influence on his students that two of them, Buffett and Kahn, named their sons Howard Graham Buffett and Thomas Graham Kahn after him. Graham also taught at the UCLA Anderson School of Management. Life and career. Early life. Benjamin Graham was born Benjamin Grossbaum in London, England, to Jewish parents. He moved to New York City with his family when he was 1 year old. After the death of his father and experiencing poverty, he became a good student, graduating from Columbia University, as salutatorian of his class, at the age of 20. He received an invitation for employment as an instructor in English, mathematics, and philosophy, but took a job on Wall Street, eventually starting the Graham-Newman Partnership. Early in his professional life, Graham made a name for himself with the Northern Pipeline affair, involving John D. Rockefeller. Career. His book, Security Analysis, with David Dodd, was published in 1934 and has been considered a Bible for serious investors since it was written. It and The Intelligent Investor, published in 1949, are his two most widely acclaimed books. Warren Buffett describes The Intelligent Investor as the best book about investing ever written. Graham exhorted the stock market participant to first draw a fundamental distinction between investment and speculation. In Security Analysis, he proposed a clear definition of investment that was distinguished from what he deemed speculation. It read, "An investment operation is one which, upon thorough analysis, promises safety of principal and an adequate return. Operations not meeting these requirements are speculative." Graham wrote that the owner of equity stocks should regard them first and foremost as conferring part ownership of a business. With that perspective in mind, the stock owner should not be too concerned with erratic fluctuations in stock prices, since in the short term, the stock market behaves like a voting machine, but in the long term it acts like a weighing machine. Graham distinguished between the passive and the active investor. The passive investor, often referred to as a defensive investor, invests cautiously, looks for value stocks, and buys for the long term. The active investor, on the other hand, is one who has more time, interest, and possibly more specialized knowledge to seek out exceptional buys in the market. Graham recommended that investors spend time and effort to analyze the financial state of companies. When a company is available on the market at a price which is at a discount to its intrinsic value, a margin of safety exists, which makes it suitable for investment. Graham wrote that investment is most intelligent when it is most businesslike, a statement which Warren Buffett regarded as the most important words about investment ever written. Graham said that the stock investor is neither right nor wrong because others agreed or disagreed with him. He is right because his facts and analysis are right. Graham's favorite allegory is that of Mr. Market, a fellow who turns up every day at the stockholder's door offering to buy or sell his shares at a different price. Usually, the price quoted by Mr. Market seems plausible, but occasionally it is ridiculous. The investor is free to either agree with his quoted price and trade with him, or to ignore him completely. Mr. Market doesn't mind this, and will be back the following day to quote another price. The point is that the investor should not regard the whims of Mr. Market as determining the value of the shares that the investor owns. He should profit from market folly rather than participate in it. The investor is best off concentrating on the real-life performance of his companies and receiving dividends, rather than being too concerned with Mr. Market's often irrational behavior. Graham was critical of the corporations of his day for obfuscated and irregular financial reporting that made it difficult for investors to discern the true state of the business's finances. He was an advocate of dividend payments to shareholders rather than businesses keeping all of their profits as retained earnings. He also criticized those who advised that some types of stocks were a good buy at any price, because of the prospect of sustained stock price growth, without a good analysis of the business's actual financial condition. These observations remain relevant today. Legacy: Graham's most famous student is Warren Buffett. According to Buffett, Graham said that he wished every day to do something foolish, something creative, and something generous. Buffett said that Graham excelled most at the last. Some of Graham are unregistered trademark's most famous disciples, who have drawn on the works of several Columbia Business School alumni, many of whom were direct disciples of Benjamin Graham himself, include famous value investors such as Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Philip Fisher, Walter Schloss, Peter Lynch, John Templeton, Mohnish Pabrai, Amit Iyer, Whitney Tilson, Prem Watsa, Lauren Templeton, Jerome Chazin and many more. Alongside his revolutionary work in investment finance, Graham also made significant contributions to economic theory. Most notably, he devised a new basis for both U.S. and global currency. Personal life: according to the Snowball, after his son's death, Graham had an affair with his deceased son's girlfriend Mala, who was several years older to his son, and used to travel to France frequently to visit her. He later separated from his wife Esty in New York, after she refused his offer of living in New York for 6 months and France for 6 months. Marie-Louise was content to live with Graham without marriage. Bibliography, books, Security Analysis, editions 1934, 1940, 1951 and 1962 and 1988 and 2008. ISBN 978-0-07-159,253-6, The Intelligent Investor, editions 1949, reprinted in 2005. 1959, 1965, 1973 with many reprints since. Storage and Stability, A Modern Ever-Normal Granary, New York, McGraw-Hill 1937. ISBN 0-07-024774-9, The Interpretation of Financial Statements, World Commodities and World Currency, New York and London, McGraw-Hill Book Company 1944. ISBN 0-07-024806-0. Benjamin Graham, The Memoirs of the Dean of Wall Street. ISBN 978-0-07-024269-2, Papers, A Euro. Graham, Benjamin. Some Calculus Suggestions by a Student. The American Mathematical Monthly 24, 265 Euro 271 doi, 10.2307/2,973,181. JSTORA 2,973,181 A Euro. Benjamin. The Critique of Commodity Reserve Currency, a point-by-point reply. The Journal of Political Economy 51, 66 Euro 69 doi, 10.1086/255,988. JSTORA 1,826,594 A Euro. Graham, Benjamin. The Undistributed Profits Tax and the Investor. The Yale Law Journal 46, 1 Euro 18 doi, 10.2307/791,630. JSTORA 791,630 A Euro. Money is Pure Commodity. American Economic Review 37, 304 Euro 307. JSTORA 1,821,137 A Euro. National Productivity, Its Relationship to Unemployment and Prosperity. American Economic Review 37, 384 Euro 396. JSTORA 1,821,149 A Euro. Graham, Benjamin. Some Investment Aspects of Accumulation Through Equities. The Journal of Finance 17, 203 Euro 214 doi, 10.2307/2,977,419. JSTORA 2,977,419 A euro. The Commodity Reserve Currency Proposal Reconsidered. In Yeager, Leland B. In Search of Monetary Constitution. Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press ppA 184 euro 214 See also, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Philip Fisher, John Burr Williams, John Neff, Walter Schloss, Peter Lynch, John Templeton, Monish Pabrai, Amit Ayer, Whitney Tilson, Prem Watsa, Lauren Templeton, William J. Bernstein, Benjamin Graham Formula, Valuation Using Discounted Cash Flows, Gordon Model, References. External links, The Rediscovered Benjamin Graham Selected Writings of the Wall Street Legend, by Janet Lowe.